And I do want to bring in former FBI agent Jennifer Coffindaffer for some new perspective on this suspect. Jennifer, it's great to see you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Great to see you, Natasha. Thanks for having me.
And we heard those comments from the suspect's classmate at WSU. Does anything strike you about how they described his demeanor after the events of November?
Well, yeah, it's certainly concerning, just the fact that he was exhausted, his interest in controlling conversations and showing his intelligence and making sure people understood that. That certainly comes off as some indication of possible narcissistic traits. So it's concerning, yes.
And our Bryan Enton also confirming that there were some incidents at a brewery in Pennsylvania, some aggressive flirting with a couple of female bartenders that apparently made them extremely uncomfortable enough that his information was in the system to be flagged at the door. Is this kind of behavior or track record with women significant as investigators are building a case and a profile?
It is significant, very much so. You know, when you're looking at this case, they don't have to prove a motive in court, but they want to prove a motive. They want that jury to understand how in the world a PhD student, a 28-year-old young man with no criminal record all of a sudden committed these heinous crimes. And these are all clue to his personality, aggression toward women. And of course, it would seem that this aggression toward women overflowed that day of November 13th, if indeed he is convicted of this crime.
And we know one of the victims was brutally attacked with that knife more than the others. How do investigators go about building a case for a motive in this quadruple murder?
Well, they are going to be looking very closely at the digital information they received from that computer, the forensics, different websites he looked at, different communications he had with individuals he was associated with. The research project he did alone, the survey he did regarding how different individuals are motivated by their feelings and then act on those, all of that is going to come together to paint a picture of somebody who could have committed this crime potentially.
And given the insight, the course of study, the expertise that he has in this area, can we expect anything to potentially be different as he is extradited, as these next steps come into play, than an average suspect with no know-how about how the system works whatsoever?
Well, absolutely. To me, I look at the fact that with a full force of FBI agents, 60 plus, all the analysts throughout the country, the Idaho State Police, the local police department, it took 7 weeks to crack this case. And that in large part, I believe, is because of the steps he took when he committed the crime to get in and out secretly, also possibly using gloves, we understand. So this was very smart. My concern is, did he ever enter this residence prior? Did he set up this situation? In other words, go to a party or when all these different parties were going on? Can he ever put himself there? Was he that smart to create a situation to explain why his DNA could be there?
Jennifer, what do you make of him in custody asking authorities if they had made any other arrests, if anyone else had been arrested? Did that strike you as odd, or could that potentially be him just trying to throw investigators off the case?
Well, it was 3 choices, right? The ruse to throw investigators off. Possibly he was concerned about a family member being arrested, about them being looked at as harboring him. So that's very possible too. And, you know, the other situation is just a spontaneous utterance that he made completely to throw off investigators.
Jennifer Coffindaffer, always appreciate your insights and time. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much, Natasha.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.